Here in the lovely city of Monterrey, Mexico, I had the chance to look at BYD, Omida, and a number of other Chinese EVs and some Teslas, and I got to see Giga Mexico. We'll probably put a link to all those in the description, but this one's about BYD and what it's like here. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Aza. So I'm at the Governor's Museum, Palace Museum, I guess. Here at the, Capitol. Got a bunch of cool statues and stuff. Even got a little Nissan back there, if we can see it. So there's about a dozen brands: Chery, JAC, GAC, SAIC, BAIC, Chang'an, and others. But what I don't see is any of them on the roads. I've seen a handful of Teslas. I've seen one BYD. It had writing on the side. I didn't have a chance to catch what it was. But these cars just aren't selling. So I've been talking with people, all kinds of people, trying to find out why. Is it that they don't like them? Is it that they're too expensive? Is it that they don't realize how much money they can save? And you can save a lot, because here in Mexico, gas is about $4.50, $5 a gallon. It's over $1 a liter. It's 24 pesos, I think, today. So that's quite expensive. And electricity is not outrageous. It is comparable to in the US. In many places, like here, a little bit lower than the US average. So why aren't people buying them? Well, I got a variety of answers. The biggest one was just a lack of information. People didn't realize they existed. They didn't know that these are cars that are here. But another one was they are kind of expensive. They're about the same prices in the US. But one thing you get in Mexico is a lot of more affordable gas cars. Things that are quite cheap by our standards. That's a tougher competition. It takes longer to make that money back. How are you going to do it? While I don't have any good answers on why it's happening, it's certainly going to be part of it is that the interest rates being high is an international issue. When those rates come down, perhaps it will help. If incentives come around, perhaps those would help. And if people just get to an understanding that these things exist, again, all of it will help. I was going to go out back to Giga Mexico this weekend, but in case you did not know, there was an IT outage with Microsoft, which grounded flights all over the place, and AdreanCG is not going to be in town in time for us to do that. So here is us last weekend out at the BYD dealership, checking out some cars, giving you some looks at what they've got, including a hybrid pickup truck. Take a look at that, let me know what you think in the comments, and we'll go from there. So I was unfortunately unable to reach the fine folks at BYD. So I just came into the dealership to check out some dreams that have been built, pre-built. Built your dreams. So this is kind of fun. This is a pickup truck. It's a hybrid. It is not a pure EV, but it is the low price of 900,000 pesos. We'll put up the conversion there on the screen so you can see in USD dollars. But it's a pretty nice truck. Smaller wheels, which is fine for 99% of people. The real obstacle to adoption in Mexico is these goofy Chinese plugs that are not necessarily... Well, this looks like... Well, that doesn't look like a Chinese plug at all. Is it? No. Somebody tell me in the comments. Maybe the other ones have it. But then we've got the seal, which I had a chance to check out just a minute ago, which is pretty cool. Presenting door handles. It looks good. On the inside, feels good. I haven't been on the passenger side. But this is a good looking car. Fancy shifter. Yeah. 0 miles on the odometer. These cars are good. They're not picking up on the road as much as you might hope. The Dolphins over there, had a chance to check that out. But these are stylish. To the people saying China just copies, I would ask, apart from the large Tesla style center screen, which everyone has now copied, what here reminds you of other things? This dash design doesn't remind me of other things. The quality of this stitching is fantastic. It's a good looking car. You don't have to like the style to admit that it is well styled. You could say it's styled. This is, a little futuristic, spacey for my taste, but it wouldn't bother me. Got your dual chargers here. Got your NFC pad here, presumably for the key. A little bit of storage space underneath the area where a drive tunnel historically had gone. So that's kind of nice. And then, of course, you've got the speed right in front of you. And I do see some people saying, hey, man, I really need my speed displayed in front of me prominently. And I say, no, you don't. Because if that was the thing that you actually cared about, this car would be outselling the Model 3. And it isn't. I've seen quite a few Teslas on the road now. It took me a couple days to see any because on part I wasn't paying attention, but in the last 14 hours I've seen 4, but they were all Teslas. I have not seen a non-Tesla EV on the road that I'm aware of. Could be that I don't recognize them. May have a chance here in a minute to go over and check out a different Chinese EV dealer. We'll see. Pretty cool. So that was it. What did we miss? What did we misunderstand? All that good stuff. Leave it in them comments. Head on over to AdreanCG's channel. Show him some love. Link in the description. He does great work. And if we really want to know if something happens, when something happens, he's our eye in the sky. Subscribing costs you nothing. Just do it. Yeah, thanks to everybody who made this trip possible. Could not have done it without my subscribers, without my channel members, without my YouTube channel members, my ex-subscribers, my patrons on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for making this trip and ones just like it happen. So everybody else, like, subscribe, you know what you're doing. And stay tuned, stay damp as you messed, and can't wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop.